Hello everybody. So this video is me running deep in $5,000 WSOP main event online, and what we're going to do today is focus on strategies that will come up whenever we play in the money. So looking how I played in the money and all regarding to that, we're going to explain my strategies and see how I did. So let's get into it. So this is actually starting off. First part of the video is going to be day one. So there are like multiple day ones. So this looks to be the last chance to even get into this. So, but yeah, we did have a deep run in this one. So we're gonna focus more on in the money strategies. So over here we open, we go for a C bet. It's pretty normal. So whenever the turn comes hard, small blind actually should have decent amount of flushes, but some of the flush draws on the flop will check raise. So over here, I guess I'm guessing like it's just so queen x, 10x, jacks type of hands so often that you just want to go for value. And like these type of spots, whenever you start playing betting, you kind of want to get that thin value. So seems very normal. So going for check alt, check raise is totally fine. I think should probably prefer it with this one. And the idea is the bot to stack ratio is so small. Basically, there is no way I will get away either way. If I want to go for check calling 3 streets, check raise, get it in. Like there's no like getting away in general. It's so weird. He doesn't go all in though, and he just stacked off there. So now we are in day 2. Looks like we just got it in against King Queen. Looks pretty normal. We are in the money, so keep that in mind. No, we are in the money. So 242 players remaining. We are at 29th place. These are mostly like off-switch connectors, are very low frequency raises over here, but for the most part you want to check behind. So once he bets, so my range is so wide over here, I need to defend some, need to raise some as well, because he can, like, we can have so much 8x over here, so does he. So I choose to just go ahead and bet. On the river though, it's going to, like, we do block 9-8 and 10-9, and everything kind of missed. But because I have a heart, it's probably not that much of a thing. We have so much other stuff to bluff. We're gonna have 6x, 7x, so often here. I don't really think I have a need to bluff with a heart in my hand. Basically I want him to have heart, so he would fold, right? If he just have missed flush draw. But then again, like blinders playing the lines often won't care that much about it because the ranges are wide. Even though like once I do bet in position there, it's probably not as true because the ranges will get more narrow. Pretty standard to get it in there, I would say. One guy didn't have had like 5 bigs, the other guy had 10 bigs. So you do want to pressure people, even though they are short stacks and they do need to kind of like double up. You still get to play. They still have risk premium, so we are in the money. So there is always ICM going on because we are in the money. So that risk premium basically means their odds compared to the GPV bot odds are going to be worse, so they get to play back worse, so we get to steal more, and because of that you kind of just get to widen up your range, unless they play back at you wider range. In that case it doesn't make any sense. I don't think I want to jam here. It's mostly going to be a check back because he limps, so limping is not much of a thing in these spots. Why is it now like my rank, like we're not in the money? So weird. Oh, maybe. Oh, now we in day two. So yeah, limping is not much of a thing over here, and like limping range is kind of whatever. So this is like in the money bubble-ish or like close to in the money. So sixes don't have any good blockers, so that's why you don't really want to isolate or like raise those. So going for a block bet over here in case he has like some random ace jack, ace king, ace 10 uh, over here to get value from, and we get raised. Really felt like he's going to have like nines, tens, jacks type of a hands there. So again, whenever we play short stack, even though it is a bubble, you kind of just need to get it in. There is like not much you can do. The guy's range is a big stack. His range is so wide, you can like take it down often and all of that. Over here, because we cover, we just need to run it. He's still supposed to be jamming quite wide. Even though I do have opinion that population, especially on these 5Ks, 10Ks, on the bubble, even regs, they're probably playing a little bit too tight in general and waiting a little bit too much with going all in. But then again, this guy has 7 bigs. And we have sixes. He's definitely jamming deuces through sixes himself. So we're going to flip here often enough to just get it in. And we held. Very nice, huh? So more closer to bubble. Next hand. Now we are in the money. Next prize, 11,000. So these type of spots where big stack opens and we're in got off with like 20 to 25 big blinds, you do have a small flatting range, but for the most part, we are supposed to be playing as a 3-bet. And the reason is because of the risk premium. You just kind of want to play very straightforward. I'm not sure I like the call, so Equilibrium will probably love the call, but like, what can this guy bluff there really? Right? Because it's not that simple to find bluffs for our opposition player. Like, only thing is like against some ace-x we're going to split and stuff like that. So for that reason, I'm not sure if it's bluffed enough. So if somebody's not finding the bluffs, my hand is obviously a bluff catcher at that point, or like kind of. So I kind of feel like I should probably be folding there. If you bet small, I just think smaller stacks, or he's going to have a small betting size there as well with the smaller ace-x. So if that is split, I have pure bluff catcher, and if he's not going to bluff, we will just need to go ahead and hit that fold button. Even though seems very difficult in Equilibrium. So thens there were pretty standard. We are in the money. I will treat this probably as all in, kind of, because like 10 big blinds, he does that. But I do have option to call, so I will call over here. Obviously, I'm not going to fold here, just value betting. Yeah, tens. But once he 3x's it, I think it's very, like, I don't think I want to jam unless I expect a lot of folds. But some people will do it like with their range, so to speak, and there's nothing really you can do. You just like, if it jams, I have to call, right? So if he goes 3x with a similar range, well, I just call rather than jam myself. So over here, I need to get it in. We didn't really have much big blinds, even though we are in the money. We just need chips at this point, right? So even if you're very short, you're in the money. The big prices are so far that even you have to play a little bit tighter because of the risk premium. It's still going to mean like you still have to play some hand. You need to get chips. You can't blind out, right? So often you see people a little bit too tight in some of these short stack scenarios, especially on the bubbles. But over here we already in the money, so This one will be a steal. Like, I'm not going to call anybody off here. So because I will have a non all-in range under the gun, it will be quite a polarized range. So this flop hits me very well. I'm gonna open Ace X and King X over here. So this is one of the worst hands I probably will end up here. But I think I get to bluff always on the turn, unless I really want to go for value. So this is highlight video from BBC Poker. So there is an ad inside there. So if you guys are interested in ICM Pre-Flop Masterclass or courses, there are plenty. You can get access to charts. There's free trainer. So you guys should definitely check the link in the description for this type of content if you are looking to improve in poker. Damn, Jordan speaks a lot, huh? I recently actually made exploitative course. So if you're looking to exploit people, that course will be for you. So over here, this is actually a very interesting spot. I think I tanked very long there. And the idea is like, once he checks call the flop, he has a lot of gut shots, right? So then, and like missed draws, like 8-6, 8-5, then 8, then Jack 8, Jack 10, Queen 10. Like, there is so many of those that missed. And I would expect King X to pretty much get it in on the flop. So he's kind of saying he has 9x here. Probably still has few King X because like I think all the King X will get it in. But the idea is whenever you have this type of scenario where there is a lot of missed draws for your opponent, it's just very easy to overbluff. I do think because of him value betting 9x, it's very possible that he just has a lot of value as well, and like even if he bluffs a lot, it's not enough for us to bluff catch because I have pure bluff catcher, right? But yeah, like this board is going to miss so much. Wow, look at me, very long ass tank over here, and that's what I'm thinking. If this is like mid stakes reg or somebody, I might pretty much like call it off very often here. But based on the tag I have on him, is probably not a reg. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't mind actually a call here. I think the calling would be fine. But it is like one of my worst, like, yeah, this will be one of my worst hands, and I'm definitely not supposed to be calling with my range. So from that perspective, I'm probably most likely I need to just fold this one. Wow, I just timed out for 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Wow. Yeah, like it only happens like in my mind whenever these spots come up. What in my mind, what's going on is if I cannot make decision, I just time out because like it is a close spot. Like the EV is 0, but if I call, that is kind of a range call there, right? Because I don't really have worse hands than that, or like I shouldn't really have like not many. So again, in the money, still need to call. It's going to jam quite a wide range of hands. I'm gonna get correct odds to click a call over here. I'm pretty sure we have to win this one because I went pretty deep. There you go, a spade on the river. So we open, face the 3-bet. So this is one of the spots. So with in the money or like in general, like ICM, in the money ICM, after late reg ICM, you're supposed to defend here quite a bit, but the idea of ICM is you have risk premium, so your odds are worse, so you need to defend less against aggression pre-flop, right? So King 7 suited is kind of like close, I would say. I don't mind the defend, I don't mind the fault there either. He did use a little bit on a smaller size. On the turn, I think checking makes a lot of sense. I don't mind to bet. The river is very weird now, though. So we called the flop. If he had a king, he probably bets himself. But what is he really going to call if I jam here? I might go 50%, 14 big blinds here. So in position, you typically want to bet at least 50% of the pot because you don't want to open the action for less. But that's what I'm thinking here. Should I bet all in or like go that? But like I only have 18, so it doesn't really matter that much. And I'm just hoping for queens, jacks, maybe nines to call here or like ace queen, something like that. I don't think he's gonna have too many like king x there. He's just going to bet himself. But yeah, pre-flop is definitely interesting part about that one. Because like I already opened slightly tighter. King 7 suited is a great hand though. So and we are in the position, so I guess I like the call. This is interesting. He's jamming 15 bigs, and I'm re-jamming over here. I'm not really sure about this. So whenever he jams 15 big blinds, he's jamming like middle-ish range, right? It's not going to be like aces, kings, and stuff. Yeah, and those hands. It's mostly like king, queen suited, jack ten suited, ace, ace jack go, maybe ace king go. But the problem with pocket eights is he jamming like sixes, sevens, fives. Obviously, when I played, I had reads how the guy is playing and maybe based on the reads. But like, I'm not that big of a fan calling with pocket eights there. To be fair, like it just kind of feels a little bit too much. Like I can just skip it. So over here, offsuit 10x, probably just open rip. Like 20 big blinds whenever you have offsuit 10x, those just like to go all in. I don't mind to probably rate like offsuit a6, just love to go all in for the most part. Wow, running hot, huh? That's how you make deep runs in big tournaments, right? You need to get lucky. Luck is part of the game. So we open 7 big blind jams. Even though we're in the money and ICM, you just like your odds are just so good, and it doesn't really matter if we're going to have like 20 big blinds or 16 big blinds, so to speak. So kinda if you open, you kinda have to go unless you think he's jamming very tight, and you get to have like maybe fold. But like once it's like 7 big blind, 6 big blind jams, it's not really that much of a thing. So this is very similar to eights. Like easy jamming deuces through fives is like the first thing I'm thinking in these spots. If the answer is yes, you have to call here because you're going to be ahead of those hands. It's going to suck against like sevens, eights, and maybe nines go all in sometimes. But for the most part, you just have to call these type of spots. If you expect them to jam worse pairs, like two worse pairs than you have, typically that's like the way I'm thinking about it. So if he jams fours plus, I will call because he's not going to have like tens plus, or like at least he should not. He should just raise that. What is this? Uh, so we have already cashed for almost 40K. Looks like we opened. Uh, the big stack over there calls. That's interesting. It's probably okay having a calling range, but for the most part, he should be having three betting range there. Just put pressure on me, but because like I'm supposed to be opening pretty tight over here, and any hands he wants to call, he's fine to three bet. So as it's three-way, Queen 10 in general, if you think about this guy's calling ranges, Queen 10 will actually connect very well. He might be calling a ace queen, king queen, maybe queen jack suited, jack 10 suited type of stuff. But over here, like, kind of weird spot. I'm like, get to call sometimes. Yeah, he still has ace queen. I'm not really sure about this call. Like, feels a little bit like, what is he bluffing really? Because his whole calling range and everything will connect so well. He had option to bluff previous streets, so maybe a fault there would have made more sense, to be fair. Basically, he's only bluffing and his king jack suited, ace jack suited. Is he really going to go for a bluff in those spots? I'm not so sure about that. So this one is kind of whatever. I don't mind the 3-bet either with aces. It's just like, doesn't really matter. You can just 3-bet to 5 big blinds. Just try to make him jam, calling and like check raising. I'm not sure, not sure if aces want. Aces maybe don't mind to even call here. There's like no need to go for a check raise. Because if I check raise, the main calling hands that want to continue will be his like ace jack, ace king type of range, right? So I kind of don't want to block aces once ace x once I do it. But then again, the pot to stack ratio is so small, so shouldn't really matter too much if I went for a check calling line. And we ran into set of sixes, which is very unfortunate. And it does look like we are going to bust in 17th place for $39,000. Anyways, guys, if you like this type of content and in general poker coaching content, click that subscribe button. I will be posting more videos, watching my previous stream highlights, some probably gonna go over some final tables in general, and more like coaching related content. If that's what you into, well, click that sub button and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.